Okay, here we are looking at the present progressive on page 9, and the present progressive and the present continuous are two different terms for the same thing. It depends on the book you're studying. They may call it the present progressive, or they may call it the present continuous. All right, we use the present progressive when we think about an action as temporary, or in progress now. It's happening now. Or it's going to be finished soon. It's a temporary thing. And we use the simple present, in contrast, to signal or show that a state or activity is generally true or habitual. Habitual means it happens again and again. It's something that usually is repeated. Or it's true as a general rule. Here are some examples. Present progressive, I'm living with my aunt until I get my own place. I'm using the present progressive because this is temporary. When I get my own place, it's going to change. Simple present, my aunt lives near the university. Okay, I'm using the simple present because this is kind of permanent, always true. Okay, what are you talking about? This means right now. And what do you and your friends talk about? This means again and again as a habit. What do you usually talk about? This one is right now, and this one is a habit. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not explaining this very well. This is right now, and here Professor Sutton explains things very well using the simple present because this is his custom. This is the way he is as a teacher. Again and again, he explains things very well. She'll be here soon. She's just checking her email. Right now, she's checking her email and she's going to be finished soon. Okay, this is a habit. She checks her email every hour. Again and again. I see that you are reading The New Yorker. This is a famous magazine, and you're reading it right now. I always read The New Yorker from cover to cover. It means every time I get The New Yorker, I read it from cover to cover, which means from beginning to end. I read the whole magazine. Okay, we often use the present progressive with verbs such as become and get to describe changing states or situations. So it's becoming harder and harder to find a job. This is something that's changing. It used to be easier. It's only 5, but it's getting dark. It's changing from light to dark. And when we use the present progressive, that should be, I have to change that. Hold on, let me just stop and change that. Okay, this is kind of an unusual use of present progressive when I comment on a habit, but I'm signaling, I'm showing my disapproval. I'm showing that I don't like it. So you'll see this with adverbs like forever and always or constantly. So if I say, he is forever taking my things. He is always taking my things. Okay, I can also say he always takes my things. But when I use the present perfect, I am emphasizing that I disapprove. I really don't like this. This makes me angry. There's always an angry feeling or surprised feeling to this. Okay, when you say the present progressive, you're always eating, means you're eating all the time. And I use the present progressive to show that I really am surprised and I really don't think you should eat so much. They are constantly arguing, means all the time, and it has a feeling of criticism, that there's something wrong. I can say they argue all the time. That's perfectly correct with the simple present. But I can use this present progressive to emphasize that there's something wrong, there's something bad about it. They shouldn't argue all the time. And this is just a chance to review the affirmative, negative, and question forms. Here's the present progressive. I say it's already getting dark now. If I want to say negative, I say it isn't getting dark yet. If I want to make a question, it becomes, is it getting dark yet? Here is a simple present affirmative statement. It usually gets dark at about 6. It doesn't get dark before 6. There with a negative, I use doesn't. And then this is the base form. Goes back to the base form. What time does it get dark? Here is does to make a question. Oops. And here is get, going back to the base form.